we may have 4 parents of our children maybe in prison. You see, we deal with a lot of kids whose education is very difficult for them. Their home needs aren't even taken care of. And so we have to not only meet their academic needs and try to prepare them, we've got to prepare them. We have to. Our country, our state, our economy, Smith County, depends on it. My goodness, they're going to be taking care of me in the nursing home soon. Right? Oh, when I come up here to eat, they're going to be serving me, right? We've got to prepare them. They're going to be fixing the plumbing in my house, right? Or fixing my car. It doesn't matter whether they go to college to be an engineer. My son, by the way, is going to Texas A&M. He's an engineer. He is an engineer, or going to be in school as an engineer. But it doesn't matter whether they're going to college, what their route's going to be, or whether they're going to be a plumber, or whether they're going to be in food service. My deal is to prepare them for that, not only academically, but socially, out of respect, how to interact with people, how to work, collaborate, train them, understand their role in our society, their proper role in society, that they have a responsibility to their country, to their city, to the economics here. That's what's important to me, and to our school. And sometimes our biggest challenge is what we are. Every child that comes in, we have to educate, and we have to take them just like I told you. That is the reality, and that's a real challenge. I think one of the things that cringes me more, I love Bill O'Reilly. Okay, I love Rush Limbaugh. I'm one of these. I have every Rush Limbaugh book, Bill O'Reilly book. I'm a good fan. But when he starts talking about failing public schools, I cringe. Now you know I don't want to talk about that. I cringe because I want to say, Bill O'Reilly's a teacher. He should know this. Get in the public schools. You come see what we're doing. Skip, he came to talk to me. Matt Schaefer, he walked in my halls with me. He walked down the halls for 4 hours. I said, man, I have an issue. I've got a challenge here. I've got a problem. I can't hire CTE teachers. Chapel Hill has the largest CTE program in East Texas, Career and Technical Education. For those of you that have been here a long time, the old vocational programs, they're called CTE now, Career and Technical Education. Chapel Hill's is larger than anyone around. And we didn't build a huge building for it, and we still have a great one. We compete at nationals every year in our engineering program, okay? Every year. Rocketry, robotics. We have culinary arts, a print shop that's out of this world.
Architecture.
Architecture. It's phenomenal. Yes, Mr. Bob, I forced him to come, didn't I?
And we checked out at 11 o'clock.
We checked out of that building at 11 o'clock. He gave me the time. I said, don't come to my school and complain if you're not going to walk these halls with me. Didn't I?
Yep,
And he
it
did.
was fantastic.
And he did. He came, he asked questions, he looked, nursing, it didn't matter. I said, don't knock a school. Don't knock the public schools until you walk our halls. And he even said, I was impressed with your kids. That's why we're trying to teach our kids to speak properly to you. They may not have the right home environment. But by golly, when they see you in the hallways, they better have the right, they better greet you properly, and they better know how to interact with you. When in our engineering department, we want to call in the real engineers. They need to know how to say, you come look at my drawings, you come look at the bridge I designed, and you tell me what I'm doing wrong. They need to have that interaction. Because in the real world, they're going to work with the rich, the poor, the smart, the not so smart, and they're going to have to know how to take criticism and work with that. So that's what we're trying to do. Boy, I got on a soapbox. Skip's not in here, so he doesn't know what I'm doing.
They closed before 11.
Okay. All right, I'm going to tell you. here is what our challenge is to prepare our kids for the 21st century. I could talk about school finance. It is a challenge. I feel like we don't have enough money, but you know, does anybody really have enough money? I could talk about the school bond election. He asked me about it. I can't talk about the school bond election. I've got people in here who weren't sure that I was doing the right thing about the school bond election. And some people don't, and that's okay. You know, I'm there. I did. I think it was. But, and I know what I know. But I'm here to say what's most important to me and what is most critical, and it is, it's preparing our kids no matter what. No matter how much money I get, no matter what kinds of buildings I have, what's most important for you to know is it's so important for us to prepare our kids for the future. And the right system, legislators, the Republican Party, if they will just be aware, I think one of the biggest challenges is fighting that public schools are failing, and be aware of what we're up against and what we're attempting to do. And I will tell you, I'm very good friends with all of the superintendents. Skip talked about this. He did. I so appreciate that. Matt Schaefer did too, and I so appreciate that. Matt, he suckered me into testifying for a bill for him. I have never done, that's one of my other qualifications, right? I am not a speaker. Oh my goodness, I stood up before a group of people, and they're up there, you know, talking on their cell phones and walking in and out, and I thought, this is crazy. You know, you've got like this long to speak, and that was so intimidating to me. But he did. It didn't pass the first legislative session, but it did this year. And that was awesome. So, and I appreciate that. And it's all because he came in and he listened and he heard what our needs were. So I appreciate that. I do really appreciate that. And I appreciate Skip for doing that. So that's really what I could talk to you about why our bond didn't pass or what we need. But really what I need, or what we really need, is the support of our communities and all of our school systems to realize what we face, and we just urge your support. Whether you have private school kids or homeschool kids, it doesn't matter, but realizing that we're not a bad group of people. We're conservative Republicans who want the best for our community and our world. And
I can turn it off again.